everybody, welcome back. This is a compilation of entitled monster-in-laws that are on another level. My mom just told me we need to put our stimulus money under the mattress because we can't let the government know that we have money by putting it into a bank. The money that the government sent us, the money they direct deposited directly into our bank account. It's always unfortunate when your in-laws are conspiracy theorists.
You know what I really hate, son? The government. Yes, precisely.
It's unfortunate when you don't agree with them politically. This mother-in-law, whose son-in-law should probably sleep with one eye open. My mother-in-law just served me this piece of cake.
Die.
No, she didn't. Oh my gosh. Do you think that's on purpose? Of course, she's your mother-in-law. Of course it's on purpose. I can just picture her coming up to you like, here, sweetie. Hurt my daughter. I'll chop it off. I think I'll make a really fun mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is why you can't find paper goods. This is only one of 4 rooms. So she's the one that was buying up all the TP at the beginning of the pandemic, huh? She was the one getting into fights with people at Costco. That's a nice stash. Maybe she takes really, really monstrous poops. She's like, I can't be without it. I can't. This mother-in-law who dragged every single working millennial with the way she referred to her son-in-law's job. How mother-in-law communicates my profession in her annual holiday letter. I love watching her instill in blank disciplines I tried to. Still works at home doing computer whatever. Just computer whatever. Those computer things. My mother-in-law was complaining that she couldn't get the coffee grinder to work. This is a pencil sharpener. Your point? And in her defense, it does look like a coffee grinder and might actually do the same thing. Those beans are just looking a little big, you know what I'm saying? Maybe put some espresso. My mother-in-law, is this true? Spread the word, save a life. What's really in tattoo ink? Mold, rubella, tear gas, toxic hemp chemicals, viper venom, shards of glass, sharp, anthrax flakes, addiction, bodily fluids of Mexican cannabis manufacturers, 91.5% pure sin,
rat poison,
dihydrogen monoxide. You know, I think that you would like it to be true, but it's not. Posted by my dear sweet mother-in-law. You don't need a billboard to see her coming. Love yourself as much as you love toxic men with good dick. I agree with this one. I agree with her. Okay, so next one, we're gonna watch a video that we've seen before on this channel, but honestly, this video would not be complete without it. Karen objects at her own son's wedding.
You're not gonna say my son has flaws.
You
can leave.
Perfect.
No, I don't have to leave. That dress you're wearing, we paid for.
Let's calm down.
You're not going to ruin my
You
day.
are not gonna say my son has flaws.
Everybody has flaws, and that's why I love them. You can leave,
Yeah,
Judy.
like you don't have flaws.
Judy.
You can get out of my wedding now.
I'm not leaving.
Yes,
That
you
dress
are.
you're wearing, I paid for.
Get out.
I'm not getting out. Try it, and I'll have you arrested.
Tony, get her out of here. This is not right.
Come on, Tony.
Oh my god.
This is not your day. It's
Wow.
not about you. No, but she's not gonna talk about my son.
Well, that's gonna be a really fun relationship. Imagine having the audacity to interrupt your own son's wedding vows to object to a wedding. To his wedding. Where do some people find the audacity? Like, do they find it at Walmart or something? It seems to be readily available, especially in this video. All right. Settle down, kids. Monster sister-in-law. Quite possibly even worse than a monster mother-in-law. Garlic is an offensive odor. Allow me to breathe in your face. Currently in an argument over the side dish my fiance and I chose for our wedding reception. We chose garlic mashed potatoes as a side. What are your thoughts about that? My mom hates the idea of garlic mash and wants us to swap our side dish for red skinned potatoes. Curious how you guys feel about it. I'm not married to the idea of garlic mash, but we had it at the tasting and it was yummy. Edit. Mom's argument. Garlic mashed potatoes is just not appropriate for the occasion. The wedding is an elegant affair and it will be tainted by the smell of garlic. The whole venue will smell of garlic, and that is anything but pleasant or elegant. We ask the guests to dress in formal attire and then subject them to the smell of garlic. We will be spending a few hours there. Put some breath mints on the table or something? I don't know. Dude, garlic's delicious. Secret to good cooking is garlic and butter. It's all it takes. Wow. Feeling insecure from the flower girl, a kid. I wouldn't want her wearing one because even though she's just a little girl, it takes attention away from the bride and groom. It's disrespectful in my eyes. You mean attention away from the bride and groom or attention away from you? It's a bit weird. You feel outshined by a child. Mother-in-law wanted to wear this to the wedding. She told me it was my decision and then was surprised I picked something completely different. But she's not that mad because she offered to let me borrow her garter. Like, do people not have some, like, a little bit of social decorum at all?
Screw decorum.
Is that completely lacking in this society? Because I feel like this is like a trend. Like, it's floor length as well, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit weird. How my mother-in-law loads my dishwasher. How does someone like this even function as an adult? Okay, that's weird. Usually they're the ones that are really, really picky about how you, like, clean, you know? So that's odd. But then it's gonna, there's gonna be water in the bowl. Anyone else feel like the foreshadowing of Charlotte being a monster-in-law? Oh no, I'm never getting married. I'm just gonna be the cool aunt, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna be the cool aunt that shows up at the party and drinks the free liquor, probably jumps in the pool naked. Not a big deal. Put up with me. You love me, so you put up with me. My drunk mother-in-law ate all of the skin and leg off of the fried turkey before it was served. That's fair though. That's so fair. It's the best part. Oh my god. My mother-in-law eats one bite of a new banana every morning and leaves the rest on the counter in case anyone wants one. Oh no. Oh. Yummy. I just love eating your leftovers. Thank you for that. Hi, did you get your birthday card? Not yet. I'll check again. Call you in a bit. I sent it last Tuesday. I would never forget you on your birthday. Hope you're happy to let your spouse come between us. I thought we were closer than that. Love you forever. Merry frickin' Christmas. Hope I die before next year. No worries. That was a whirlwind of emotions, and that was all in the same day? What is happening? Oh my goodness.
Calm down. Everybody needs to calm down.
That's just totally mildly controlling. Just a little bit. This note that arrived with an Etsy order is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. WTF Peggy. Thank you. I hope my daughter-in-law packaged these up good. She can't do anything right. Peggy. What the hell, Peggy? Calm down. Peggy. Peggy's a savage, dude. Dude. Chill. Today we got a story about a mother-in-law who's going viral because she's demanding to wear white to her son's wedding. And not just white. She wants to wear like a full-on wedding dress. It's one thing to show up wearing it, but to demand it? Let's jump right in, shall we? I am at an absolute loss of words right now. My fiance told me that his mother-in-law has chosen a dress for our wedding that she wanted to show me. Our wedding is in November of 2022, mind you, and we haven't even started to look for dresses yet. I have absolutely no idea what to do right now. I haven't told my fiance yet as he's an absolute mama's boy and don't want to stir up any drama. What do I even say here? Please help me. Edit, I will be praying every night that she texts me back, psych, but unfortunately this woman is just unimaginably vile and two-faced. Ooh. This is gonna be good. I'm starting to think that I should like make like a bowl of popcorn when I do these videos. Her name's Sue. Not sure if that makes a difference, but I think it does. Hi Sue, how are you? Mark told me that you already got a dress for our wedding? Someone's excited for the wedding, lol. We weren't planning on ordering ours until after Christmas. Well, it's my first son you're marrying. I told my baby I had a dress and did not purchase one. Oh, okay, could I see it then? I'm sure it's stunning on you. That's a literal wedding dress. Like, that's a wedding dress. You want to wear a wedding dress? You want to wear a wedding dress to your son's wedding. That's messed up, lady. Why did you already have that? Was that the one that you wore to your own wedding?
Oh my god, it is.
You have already seen it. Did I not just show you my wedding album last weekend? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but you're planning on wearing your wedding dress to our wedding? We could help you find a similar one if that fits our planned colors instead. Do not play these games with me, you skank. It's my son's wedding and I'm paying for over half of it. I will wear whatever freaking dress I please. And if you have something to say about it, well, good luck to your family, because Lord knows they are too poor to afford it, seeing as I'm already paying for more than half. Don't you dare even think about trying to ruin this moment for me. You know the rest of my children will not get married in my lifetime, and this is the only wedding of my children that I will be a part of. So, the bride messages her fiancé to ask him what to do about the psycho woman that birthed him, that wants to wear a wedding dress to their wedding and doesn't see a problem with it. So, I asked your mother to see the dress she wanted to wear, and it turned out to be her own wedding dress. Not sure if you know, but it's incredibly rude to wear white, let alone a wedding dress, to a wedding. Not sure if you're aware, but... I know you're really close with your mom, but this is how she treats me and others as soon as you or James or the twins aren't around. I know you've talked to her in the past about it, but she never changes. That is not my mother. That is a demon in her skin. Don't doubt ya. I know she can be cruel to others, but skank, are you freaking me? You're beautiful. I love you. Oh, that makes me feel like somewhat better. I know he's not my fiance, but that's comforting. Thank you. I'm calling her on my break. Scared?
Guys, I'm scared. I'm really scared.
I'm scared. Yep, tried twice and left a voicemail the second time. She called back 12 times, but I was teaching my class, so obviously couldn't answer. I asked Jamie to talk to her once he's home from school, but that was completely unacceptable. If she doesn't want to be respectful toward you and your decisions, then she will not be there. Simply put. We like you. If she doesn't want to support us, then that's her own issue, and she will miss her wedding. I love how she's like turned it. But it's my son's wedding.
But it's my son's day.
But it's not like your day, though. I know that's hard for you, babe. I know you love her and it hurts to exclude her from such an important milestone, but I'm glad you can see past her BS. Well, it was my whole family who even insisted we had a reception in the first place. I know you're excited about planning this and everything, but if it comes down to it, I'm fine with just not having it. We can just finally honeymoon. And this is what happened with the mother. Mom, what is actually wrong with you? How can you talk to her like that? What you said to her was horrible. I literally cannot believe you did that. Imagine how awful she must feel right now. She has been nothing but kind to you and our family. The amount of disrespect you showed her is appalling, and I'm literally speechless right now.
How dare you? Do you have no respect?
We have been so gracious to accept you into our family, and this is how you repay us, by making our family look like horrible people to the Facebook. You should be ashamed of yourself. How could you make me look so bad? You can finally have my blessing to leave my son alone. Bad word for female dog. This is completely uncalled for. I simply asked for you to respect the wishes of our wedding and even offered to accommodate you with a different dress that's more appropriate for a wedding. Your dress is very lovely, Sue, but it's just not okay to wear white to someone else's wedding, let alone a wedding dress. I'm sorry you feel this way, but please just think about how your behavior will affect Mark and our day. Bruh, I cannot believe that this is even real. All right, so we're gonna read some of the responses. Let's face it, the comments are the best part. Tell her you've had to push the wedding back a week. Bingo, she can wear what she wants that day and you'll already be married. Not right, your day being remembered for the fact that she showed up in a wedding dress. I'd go away somewhere, just the two of you and a select few others, and do it your own way. Nah, let her wear her dress. She will be a great discussion for people and give everyone a good laugh. I mean, that's a good point. But it's still kind of like... stealing the spotlight, which isn't okay. It's not about laughing. I personally, I think that's too much. Tell your fiance what she's planning and then get married without her. Also, tell her what to do with her half of the money. What type of mother would do that? Trying to ruin her son's wedding day? Sounds like my mother. Narcissist. Will pay for something only with a hidden agenda. This being to have all the attention on herself and not the bride, but in this instance, she's proving how cray-cray she is. I almost said cra-cra. I think you mean cray-cray, right? Cray-cray. I haven't heard that in a while. I say let her get on with it and be the laughing stock. Use it to your advantage. Everyone will know what an attention-seeking old woman she is. It would make her look pathetic and, in my opinion, a bit unstable. Or go the whole hog and ask everyone to turn up in a wedding dress. That will scupper her plans of holding the limelight. That's not a bad idea. Why don't we all just wear wedding dresses? It'll be fun. Get out. If she can do this now, she will do more disrespectful things other times, and it will be a lifetime battle. You're not wrong. Sounds kind of like you're marrying into hell. It will be a lifetime battle with your husband, and he loves his mother dearly. I think you mean unless. Unless you have a good relationships with her. If you don't, you'll be marrying her too. Good luck with all of that. Stay strong. I'm sorry, but I would run as fast as I could away from that wedding. Imagine what she'll be like after the wedding. No way I could tolerate that. Why? I can't think of any reason why anyone but the bride would want to wear a wedding dress to a wedding. All right, guys, that's all there is to this story, unfortunately. I'm assuming that they, I'm hoping that they worked it out. But I gotta be honest, yeah, if that's the family you're marrying into, you gotta think seriously about that. I appreciate that the husband stuck up for her. But, yeah, that sounds like it might be a little too much trouble. Depends on how much you love him. Am I right, ladies? Can't even fathom that right now. Like, can't even fathom how much you would need to love someone to marry into that family. Am I the a-hole for bringing a baby to a child-free wedding? I'm ready to assess. The Honorable Judge Charlotte presiding. My cousin lives a 6-hour drive from me and the rest of our family. A few months ago, we all drove there for his wedding. Due to limited space, no children were invited to the wedding except the bride's young nieces and nephews. My baby was 10 months old at the time, and I wasn't comfortable leaving him alone in an unfamiliar place with a stranger, which was a babysitter that my cousins had hired for their own kids. So I decided to bring him to the wedding. I wrote on the RSVP that I was bringing him, but he would be sitting on my lap and I would bring my own food for him. My cousin didn't say anything, so I assumed that he was okay with it. My baby cried at the ceremony, but I quickly took him out of the room. At the reception, I had him with me the whole time in a body carrier. He didn't make much of a fuss, and I thought everything was okay. After the wedding, my aunt, groom's mom, confronted me and told me that I was rude for bringing my baby without permission. I explained that I wrote on the RSVP what I was planning to do, but my cousin didn't object. She said that my cousin and his bride had a problem with it, and the bride didn't want to start any drama because she doesn't know me well. My other cousin's baby was 7 months old at the time, and my aunt said that he had no problem leaving his baby with a certified babysitter, and I should have done the same. And some of my cousins were upset because they thought that the groom gave me special treatment by letting me bring my baby and making them leave their kids with a babysitter. I didn't mean to start any drama. Am I the a-hole? Kinda, yeah. If it says no children, that means no children. And it's not like this babysitter was someone that you didn't know at all. It was someone that was hired by your own family members. A certified babysitter. I can understand not being comfortable with your child being, alone or, well, yeah, obviously, but with someone that you don't personally know, I get it. But then, I'm sorry, but you simply gotta tap out of that wedding or find someone that you would be comfortable leaving your child with. If it says no children, it means no children.
No exception.
You're the a-hole. But obviously, let's see what the wise people. But obviously, let's see what the wise people of Reddit had to say. You're the a-hole. Your baby literally did the thing that the bride and groom wanted to avoid. Disrupt the ceremony. You had plenty of time to find a babysitter or other family member to watch your kid while you went to the wedding, but decided that you were above the rules. That's what I'm saying. Or if you're not really comfortable leaving your baby with a sitter, just don't go to the wedding. Staying home is always an option. No, you don't understand. OP's presence is such a gift that no one minds that her baby interrupted the ceremony. Her baby was
Extra special.
That's why it was okay. But it was cool because the baby didn't need a seat or a meal, because that is why they didn't want kids at their wedding. Everyone knows that infants eat all of the prime rib. Babies don't need ribs. Wait, prime rib is steak. Babies don't eat steak. It is so tiring when people completely ignore child-free. I didn't like the idea of a stranger, so instead I'll cause drama about having a crying baby and not thinking about all the other guests who made accommodations to attend a child-free wedding.
See, I have a child and we are the most important in the world card.
Your baby's not gonna know the difference. It's probably gonna be sleeping. It's not gonna be upset at you for going away, and if it does get upset, then it won't ever remember. All right, as you can probably tell, Reddit has dubbed this person the a-hole. You are the a-hole, my dear. And to the rest of you, if it says a child-free wedding, it's not because they don't want to feed the baby. It is not because there's not enough seats. It is because the child may cry during the ceremony and disrupt, let's say, the ceremony itself and possibly videos that people are trying to get of the wedding. And honestly, everyone's gonna be upset about it. Not just the couple, but also the people that wanted to bring their children and, you know, abided by the rules. Okay? Cool. Wait, who the hell is that? What the hell? Oh, she is pissed. And rightfully so, dude.
The hell?
Buddy thinks he's so funny. There was some serious, like, subtext in there. He looked angry. And I love this bride sticking by her man, okay? I love to see it. Oh. Okay. Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a stripper. The bride's like, what the fuck? Somebody come. Oh. She brought the whole tent down with her. I see what's happening. Somebody come get her. She dancing like a stripper. Somebody come get her. She ruined the wedding. No, seriously, someone come get her, like, now. Get her out of here! My friend got married and decided to have a private ceremony, but an open reception in a massive hayfield in Vermont. They invited a large number of people, over 300 show up, and it's a predictable apocalypse now from 10 a.m. until about 6 p.m., where everyone is seriously buzzed up. People are in and out all day with 4 constant groups: the direct family of mostly tipsy adults, the bride's sister's college friends, the groom's home friends, and the bride's friends. There are some minor altercations between the home friends and college friends, but it's a wasted fire party in the middle of nowhere, so some yelling and boisterous ideological disagreement were expected. But it came to a head when a heated discussion turned to a girl getting hit with a hot coal shovel. What? Okay, all right, that's you're doing too much. Utter chaos, multiple 911 calls, police cruisers from 3 different departments, and a couple of ambulances later, we had to be given the order to disperse. The problem was that we were all blind, wasted, and shouty. So after a few arrests and a stern tongue lashing from the cops, we put to bed several people well beyond the legal limit and sent home a lot of questionable people. What about the girl hit with the shovel? Well, the guy had no idea it was a recently used coal shovel and just wanted to smear a little dirt on the girl. Are you fucking kidding me? She had dropped a drink on him. He's a veterinarian and dragged her off, apologizing profusely, and fixed her up in less than an hour. The EMT didn't even bother taking the dress off. Unfortunately, you can't undo 15 near simultaneously 911 calls. Both of them being too wasted to drive, they stayed the night, and we found them in the same freaking sleeping bag come morning. America. America! Why is it always drunk people? God, alcohol just ruins everything. At first it's great and then just ruins everything. Oh, okay. Who's that? Who's he? Whoa, dude. Yeah. Damn right. Damn friggin' straight. Get him out of there.
Security!
Somebody come get him. He's acting like an idiot. Somebody come get him. He fucked up the whole wedding.
Just reminds me of the time when I was 3, my aunt got married. And the wedding was really fancy. And I was sitting right up at the front. And everything's being filmed. And right as they're about to start speaking, I let out a giant adult-sounding fart. And then you just hear on the tape me going, "Excuse me!"
Asthmatic donkey after running a marathon. Honky donk, badonk donk. Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate you sharing that. Why we don't bring kids to our weddings? They be up here farting and crying. Honestly, if that marriage fails, I'm blaming it on you. I recently had my wedding. On the morning of the big day, we woke up together, happy to be getting married. Then my soon-to-be husband received a text from his mother. Disclaimer, his mother had waist-length black hair. It's a photo of her. She cut and colored her hair exactly like mine. Shoulder length, brown with blonde streaks. I was livid. Of all the days to color your hair and to do it on my wedding day. Fine, I'll let it go and decided just to forget it. Finally, it's the moment we have all been waiting for. I'm walking to the aisle and we reach the front. The parents were called up so we could all recite a vow together. Our wedding was held in front of a riverbank, mind you. His mother then proceeded to walk around me near the pastor instead of being with the other parents near the groom. She proceeded to loudly scream and fall. As she fell, she grabbed my hair and I fell with her inches away from the riverbank. My moment, ruined. She got up and laughed and walked away while I was on the ground trying not to cry. I don't remember anything else from the ceremony. We no longer speak to one another. To this day, when I think about my wedding, I tear up. She ruined it and didn't even feel sorry for it. And after watching our wedding video, her husband and the pastor were holding her arms. She deliberately stepped back and fell. She's the youngest of 4, so she's always been that way. She always wants the attention on her. I think maybe she was mad I was taking her only son from her. That's messed up. There's a whole lot of messed up in that. I don't get the whole dyeing her hair the same color thing. Like at first, I guess you could say it's a sign that she's trying to steal the spotlight. Okay, so she pretended to like scream and fall and drag the bride down with her?
Oh my gosh.
Imagine what would have happened if the bride fell in the river. Like it was already bad enough, but like holy cannoli. Something about weddings makes people be wildin' at these weddings. Who's watching your groomsmen? Somebody should. Whoa, whoa, dude. Whoa, whoa. Okay, no. No.
What?
Are you actually kidding me right now? That's not funny. That's not funny. Why did you do that? Oh, he looks... What is this, a frat house? Like, come on now. Let me at him. That's messed up. I'm gonna need to watch another video to lighten the mood because holy cannoli, I would never speak to my friends again. Watch my husband embarrass us at a wedding. Okay, sure. Hopefully it's a little lighter than what I just watched.
Watch my husband embarrass us at a wedding.
Oppa! Oh no. No, oh no! All right, somebody should have thought this through because just hands them the pillow. No, sweetheart, there's very expensive rings. I think a way to avoid that is to like somehow tie the ring to the pillow. I don't know.
I don't know how to avoid that.
No. That's a tradition? It's a tradition to spray the bride in the face with an unknown white substance?
That's what she said.
Count me in. That was a bad one. If you get the vaccine, don't bother coming to my wedding. Wait, if I get the vaccine, I can't come? If you receive the COVID vaccination within 30 days of my wedding, do not come. If you are planning to wear a mask or social distance, do not come. We don't live in fear, and our day will be happy and normal. Thank you. I'm sorry, what? You're telling people not to come if they get vaccinated? Yes, ma'am. This is absolutely insane. Getting vaccinated is exactly what people should do. I understand not forcing people to get tested or vaccinated, although I personally would do it, but telling people not to be safe and putting themselves at risk for your day is ridiculous. Are you one of those people that thinks it's gonna be like I'm gonna get COVID from someone who's vaccinated sort of thing? Like you get like weird symptoms, like grow a third nipple just by being next to someone who's vaccinated? Cause I got news for you. It's It's not gonna happen. You're weird. Don't act so weird. Science. Learn some science. And not from Facebook. Found in the wild. For sale. Cake topper. Oh, God. Come back. Please. Please. Runaway groom. Why has no one made a movie called Runaway Groom? Right, Charlotte. Runaway groom. Runaway groom. Probably because they all kind of want to run away. So it's just sort of like, we're used to it. It's not that great of a movie concept. Clearly, they're putting it into cake toppers. Seems to be quite common. Common enough to want it on your wedding cake. Oh God, there's more wedding toppers. Reluctant groom, regretful bride. Oh geez. Is this like a thing? Like, I know it's funny. Like, I actually kind of like it. It's a little bit hilarious. But I wouldn't put that on like the wedding cake topper. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's kind of like something that you would have at like your bachelorette or something. Or your bachelor party. Put it on a cupcake. A really big cupcake. But at the actual wedding, I don't know. I don't know. Even as a joke, it's not very funny. My stepmom showed up in a lace white dress to my wedding. Like, you guys really give stepmoms a bad name, eh? Like, thanks to Cinderella, I will never think of stepmoms as nice people, even though they are. Even though they might be nicer than, you know, like your original mom, right? Their stepmoms are moms too, right? But it's things like this that it's just like, really? Like, do you have to live up to the evil stepmother reputation, do you? You don't have to, you know? You can try to be nice. Bradzilla wanted me to hand letter 250 invites and 250 save the date cards for free. She has 500 plus followers on Instagram, don't you know? Oh, so are you an influencer? I forgot to shave my armpits. Leave me alone. It's natural. So I made this instead. I can't pay, but I'll shout you out to my 500 plus followers. It's just writing. Did she say that? So if it's just writing, then you do it, sweetheart. Damn. Guest shaming. Congratulations on getting married today, cuzzo. Is there any chance you have Cash App and can send me a little bit of money? I've literally asked everyone in my Messenger, Snapchat, Instagram, and contacts. Congratulations on getting married. Can I have money? Like, I know you probably have some now because everyone's giving it to you because you got married. A handcuff engagement ring. Oh, is this part of like there's a ring shaming group too. That I don't approve of, guys. This is a bit weird. Like, it's kind of interesting, but it's a bit weird. It's not, yeah, like, it's not bad. I don't know. I like the rose gold. It's kind of neat. Kind of an interesting concept. I don't approve of wedding ring shaming. I don't. As someone who wishes someone would buy her a ring, do not shame them, okay? They're doing their best. Would anyone be able to remove the woman in the purple tank top from my wedding photos? Context, she wasn't a guest. She was the Reverend's wife. She said she would sit where she wouldn't be in photos. She looks incredibly unhappy and she isn't dressed for the wedding. I don't know if it's possible, but I figured I'd ask. I mean... yeah. Especially if she looks like she's really unhappy to be there. I don't know. This one's kind of a toss-up, guys. Like, I feel like at first I was like, oh, you're a bridezilla. You don't want her in the photo. And then I'm like, oh, she wasn't a guest? That's weird. She just sat there in her purple tank top. Also, though, I don't know if you're going to be able to remove her. That looks like, well, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a Photoshop artist. I don't usually Photoshop my photos. But as someone who can Photoshop, that's going to be hard to remove. Sorry, girl. SOS, I need advice when it comes to large tats. Like tattoos, right? Tattoos.
Honka.
My foster sister has very large mural tattoos on her arms. Arms! She is the only one in the wedding who will have tattoos showing. We paying a lot for the perfect wedding and photographer, so I'm really struggling with what to do. I don't want to be that bride, but they are going to stand out like a sore thumb as they are very vibrant. Do I ask for the airbrush makeup lady to go over them as I know that's possible? Or do I work with the photographer and see if she could edit them out? Thoughts on what to do? I really don't want to hurt feelings. Side note, it's a summer wedding and I've tried finding dresses that would cover them, but it's going to be too warm. You know, it's actually, it's a thing, like, this is like a thing. Like, I've heard like a couple of friends say that they don't want to include their friends in their wedding because they have tattoos. It's like more of a common thing than you would think. I mean, if you're really, really bugging about it, don't make the photographer edit it out. Get them to airbrush it. Like, get them to put makeup on it, I guess. Sounds a little Bridezilla-y, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna ruin my photos. No, it won't. No one's gonna give a Literally, the only person that gives is you. Literally 0 were given. 0. This lady is looking for this cake topper for under 100 pounds. What is with these trashy, sexy cake topper? Oh yeah, is that what's going on at the head of the table? I should hope so. You guys better not be able to keep your hands off each other, but do we need to see it on the cake? No, we don't. Is it edible? We all know I'd eat it. I want my bridesmaids completely matching and to pay for hair and makeup by MUA. I would like for them to be pristine for photos, and I don't want them to use cheap looking makeup, which is why I'm asking them to pay for theirs to get done. I want their nails to be done or press-ons, whatever they prefer, matching shoes, matching dresses, their toes all to be the same color that I'll provide. I want their hair and makeup all to be the same, very simple do, something that won't outshine me. Is this asking too much? They have 7 months to save up for this, and I want it to be exactly how I envision it to be. I haven't had anyone complain, I just don't want them to back out last minute because they haven't put money aside for it. Dress $90, shoes $30, makeup $90, hair $75. I mean, I don't think this is a completely outlandish request, but the way that you're asking is a bit much. Like, I will be honest, like, this post is a bit passive aggressive. You sound really angry. I thought you're supposed to be happy about getting married. Don't worry. Be happy. You found a man that wants to marry you. That seems kind of like not really in the cards, honestly. Cute or tacky for our save the dates. Editing to add, I thought this might be an easy way to let our friends and family know there will be firearms present at our wedding. Why do you want them to know that? My FH and his groomsmen will be open carrying with matching holsters. Myself and my bridesmaids will be concealed carrying under our dresses. Cool, man. Neat. Super cool. Guns. Opinion. If you buy gifts for your bridal party and have them engraved for each person, and let's say said person ends up not coming, would you make them pay for the gift since you got the gift and had it personalized so there's no way you can give it to someone else or get a refund? Trying to figure out why she hasn't turned off commenting. That seems pretty petty. Like, I mean, just take the hit, girl. Like, what happens? What the I want to know why she didn't come. Finally gets engaged after years of crying on about it and immediately bashes her fiance on Instagram story about how she did not like her ring. They go out and get a new one next day and ouch, embarrassing. It'll be done tomorrow once it's sized. It wasn't even that expensive. It was $1,500. Oh, that's tacky, girl. I don't know, man. I mean, I might have to see the ring, but like, honestly, just the fact that you're putting this on social media for people to judge, just don't. Like, we don't need to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that you're not grateful for your wedding ring. I don't. Can't we all just be grateful? What did he get you, a ring pop? I'd be happy with a ring pop. What's the latest trend in pre-wedding shoots? The X. Oh, love that. Oh no. No, don't go there. I'm glad you guys are still friends to the point where you can do this, but like, broken heart. The groom is the red dot. Can you guess who is the bride and who's the psycho mother-in-law? Who does this? Like, I want to say the woman with the bouquet, but at this point, like, after seeing all these mother-in-law photos at weddings wearing white dresses, I honestly won't, like, I don't know. I think it's the one with the bouquet. I hope it's the one with the bouquet. Is that the only way we're able to tell these days? Yeah, she's got, the mother-in-law also has flowers on her arm too. It's a cravat. No, it's not a cravat. What is that thing called? The thing that you get at like proms and... I know half of you are yelling it at the screen right now. I apologize. It'll come to me. The fact that you're so selfish that you can't allow someone to become engaged at your wedding is weird AF. to me. If anything, you should be happier because not only did you win in love, but someone you love is also winning as well. Yes, very happy that someone is winning in love, but like, do you need to like get engaged at someone else's wedding? No, you don't. You could literally do it any other day of the year. Like, brides, did any of you use a fountain at your wedding with dressing? Instead of a chocolate fountain, we are wanting to do a ranch fountain. Need suggestions on best fountain to buy. I don't want hot ranch. So I'm confused on what to order. Kick me out, but in a panini, a ranch fountain sounds scary. Oh my god, a ranch fountain does sound scary, but kind of delicious.
What is the most f***ed up thing an in-law has ever said or done to you?
So these are my wedding pictures. This is my husband.
Okay.
That's a stepmom in white.
She didn't.
We've been through this so many times and I'm getting annoyed. You're doing it on purpose, like clearly. Everybody knows, you know, you're not supposed to do that. So she also looks like she's like not happy to be there.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
Like that is the face of a woman that really doesn't want you to marry her stepson. Crazy mother-in-law and I was alone in this convo, but it all started because I didn't want to wash windows outside while pregnant.
Honey, one thing I'm not is pussy.
But you get into my face, like.
Babe, you feel people getting in your face.
Alan, you don't see it.
Babe.
You don't see it. Like, I don't know, you're used to this, but I am not.
You're not used to it because you're not used to your
I'm
parents.
not. Okay, almost like, literally, it goes like that.
You're not used to parents telling you shit.
That's
the thing. I told you.
No,
you were,
that's
you
not
were
the thing. Like,
cradled your feelings when you were younger.
I don't care.
I didn't have that luxury. I was
I'm
told.
not changing. I don't change for him. I don't change
I don't want you to change for me. At least just, you say you care so much for your granddaughter, then don't put me through all this emotional stress.
Just do the shit you're supposed to.
All you got, and what she means by that is just tell her.
Freaking communicate. It's very easy.
I told you, I'm not
allowed
gonna
to
talk.
work. You don't need to prove
I'm
it.
not.
If you're not allowed to work, all you have to do is relay the
okay,
message
first of
to
all,
her.
like
That's
I told you, okay,
And
you
I
can tell your mom
understand
because
why
why?
she's upset, but
Why
also-
did I told you tell your mom because of why?
You can grow up in a household where your parents tell you to do stuff like chores and shit, but not when you're a grown adult. She's pregnant. Mother-in-law should be helping out. End of story.
Goddamn right.
And I also don't like the way that your husband's talking to you either. Tell me you're a mom's boy without telling me.
Crazy ex-mother-in-law. Mine used to refer to me with the N-word to let you know what she thought of me. So I separate from her son, and there's a weekend she calls me up and she wants to take her granddaughter out, which, you know, my daughter. I told her no, because I had other plans that weekend, and that was on a Friday. That Monday, that woman was in court. She went to court and she told the court that she knew I was killing people while I was at work, that the companies that I worked for were in on it and they were okay with it. She also told the court that she believed I was buying and selling drugs. She also told the court she believed I was selling myself. She also told the court that she knew I was bipolar, that I was schizophrenic, that I was delusional, and a whole plethora of other wild accusations. And you know the reason she did that? She was asking for full custody of my daughter. That happened in 2012. We're in 2020 now. She lost that lawsuit. She hasn't stopped suing me. Back-to-back lawsuits. I think we're on like lawsuit number 23.
Bruh, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Right off with that shit. Gotta be careful who you marry, you know what I mean? Honestly, at this point, like if I didn't absolutely love my boyfriend's mom, genuinely love her, like she's just such a wonderful person. Her name's Karen, by the way. Her name's Karen.
Ironic.
Wonderful person. Love her. Top notch. She's like my second mom. If I didn't like her, it would be a no from me. Sorry, Mike. Love you a lot, but I also really love your family, so. His family's great. They're so funny. We just get together and fart.
You go, girl.
Don't judge your mother-in-law until you've walked a day in her shoes. I see what you did there. For the record, those would be very hard to walk in. Like, come on, you'd trip. You'd be tripping, and she's probably tripping. You know what I mean?
Are you tripping?
Mine doesn't wear shoes. She expects her son to carry her. Oh! This was a good one. Very funny. And like, not even an exaggeration. Am I the a-hole for calling the police on my mother-in-law? Absolutely not. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what you wrote yet, but anyways. I, 28 female, got married to my husband, 34 male, a week ago. We got engaged about a year ago, and when I was engaged, my mother gave me a pair of earrings, which she said every woman for generations in our family has worn to their weddings. They are 4-carat dangling earrings, and they are worth a lot. I felt very honored to be given them, and it made me feel closer to my grandmother, who had died 2 months prior. About 3 months after that, I went wedding dress shopping with my mother, my sister, and my fiance's mother. I brought all the jewelry that I would be wearing to my wedding to see how they would match the dresses. When I put the jewelry on, my mother-in-law kept going on and on about how gorgeous the earrings were. Oh, I know where this is going.
Elementary.
I found the dress of my dreams and bought it. On the day of my wedding, I had everything ready in my room. My wedding dress, my flowers, my shoes, my makeup, and my jewelry. I was in there with my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I then needed to go to the toilet, but when I came back, my mother-in-law was gone, and let me guess, so were the earrings. I wasn't sure what had happened, but I just thought maybe she got called away to do something. Then I noticed my earrings were gone. Je téléphone à la police! I knew straight away that she had taken them. I found her and confronted her, and she said she didn't take them. I asked if I could look through her bag, and she said no, and I gripped onto it. I said if she didn't let me look, I would call the police, which I then did, and she still wouldn't let me look. The police arrived and searched her, and the earrings were found in her bag.
I was set up.
I like how she let the police show up before she gave the earrings back. How did you think this was gonna go? They were returned to me and they asked if I wanted to press charges. I wanted to talk to my fiance first, and he said he would support me if I wanted to. I didn't want to decide in that moment, so I just ignored it and had a great night. That was a week ago, and ever since then, I've been getting loads of threatening messages and calls from my husband's side of the family. Why? Did you steal something? My mother-in-law has been sending me extremely hateful texts, and I think I want to press charges, but I'm still not sure if it's a good idea. She can't send you hateful texts from jail. Well, maybe they can. They also have TikTok in jail, so it could be possible for them to send a text. However, she not only stole from you, she's now harassing you and threatening you. 3 crimes. She will go to jail.
Right to jail, right away.
Not the a-hole. Something to consider if you don't press charges. She/they will pretend it never happened after a short time. Once she thinks she got away with it, she and the people harassing you will start saying you made up the story of her getting caught stealing. I'm sorry, did no one witness the police coming to your wedding? Was that just a fever dream?
No witnesses?
I've dealt with people like this. Good luck. Edit, forgot to mention the harassment/threatening messages need to be reported as well, is what I'm saying. 3 crimes, not just 1. Not a-hole. She is a very big, gaping a-hole. Why is it always the mother-in-law? There's a reason why they call them monster-in-laws.
So these are my mother-in-law's reasons as to why she doesn't like me.
Okay.
My husband went to West Point. So proud of him. I went to a university in Texas and got my degree in education. While my husband became a military officer, I became a teacher. Since I am a teacher, I do not make a lot of money, and to her, that is just not a person that is progressing in life and doing well for themselves. I've been with my husband for 6 years, and we've been married 2. I've only met my mother-in-law twice, and that was in the beginning when we first started dating. And from that brief time, she decided I wasn't worthy of my husband's love. When it came time to my husband wanting to propose, she told him to choose a relationship with her or a marriage with me, and he chose.
Period. I always find it weird when the mother gives the ultimatum that's choose a lifetime of happiness or your mother. Yes, she's your mother, but you can't really equate a spouse to your mother. After a certain point, if you're a mama's boy, it gets a little sad.
Mom.
Also, why the ultimatum? A teacher is a perfectly respectable job, especially for someone who's a military officer, you know? My aunt married a military officer. She had to stay home a lot and take care of the kids. There's not a lot of careers that would allow you to be with a military officer who's, if I'm assuming, probably never at home. I'm not sure what she expects. She expects her son to marry her instead.
Go away, Sigmund Freud.
That's what she expects. I know it's kind of weird, but I'm right.
So I'm going to tell you guys about the time that my mother-in-law threw a tantrum when I wouldn't give her my very first paycheck, and when she complained to my husband about me not combining my bank account with hers. So as all you guys know, my husband is Indian. His whole family's Indian. Obviously, culturally, we have a few different views. So in my husband's family, him, his mom, his dad, his sister, they all have a combined bank account. And at the time, they would literally take money out of my husband's account. They'd put money in. They'd question him on his transactions. It's just something that I didn't really agree with. But again, it's not my family, and I'm not going to question it. You guys do what you want to do. When I got my very first paycheck for my first big girl job, they kept harassing me for days after. Where is it? How much money was it? Why haven't you given it to us yet? It's your duty to give it to us. And I very calmly explained to them, listen, this is your culture and that's cool, but I don't do that, and I'm not going to. I just had a daughter, we really could have used the money, and we were moving soon, so there would be no point for me to give you my first paycheck. Well, they went behind my back a couple months later and complained to my husband that I was not joining their bank account with them. Of course I wasn't. This is my money that I earn, and I'm not going to have you question all of my transactions. But this continued to be a fight for months after because they didn't really fully comprehend why I didn't want to share my bank account with all of them.
Because you don't need to give them your money. I'm sorry, that's your money. Family and money do not mix. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I'm not going to start now.
Story time about my narcissistic mother-in-law and our wedding. So to this day, my mother-in-law complains that she was treated like at our wedding, her reasoning being that she didn't get enough attention paid to her and I didn't speak to her enough at the reception. Weddings are stressful as it is for a bride and they're super busy, but my wedding day wasn't easy. I was woken up by my mom banging on my door telling me that my sister there was something really wrong with her and she has really severe cerebral palsy. So I went in there, my sister wasn't breathing at all. She was completely unresponsive and I literally thought she was dead. Luckily, she came back to right when we were about to start CPR, but I was immediately rushed off to do my hair and my makeup and photos because we were behind. And then again at the reception, my sister got really sick. And so I wasn't even at my whole reception because I was worried about her and checking up on her. And my mother-in-law doesn't care about that. She just cares that she was wronged. She doesn't even care that I didn't get the day I wanted. It was all about her.
Very sorry to hear all of that. That's traumatizing. Where was your mother-in-law when all of this stuff was happening with your sister? Was she like partying and having like fun at the wedding? You know, if she wanted to spend time with you and she wanted to be in your presence, she could have helped out. Just saying.
I'm the real victim here.
Do that. You're trying to scare her away? Is that what you're doing? I get, yeah. You did. You did. I think that's what you wanted. Don't like my silly job? You don't get its silly perks. So I work in technical theater as an assistant stage manager. There are a couple of theaters in the area, but the tech community is rather small, so we all know each other. I work for a small theater, but I know a few people who work at the largest theater that hosts the traveling Broadway shows. These shows are really popular and hard to get tickets for if you aren't a season ticket holder, and tickets can run about $1,000 per seat for 7 shows. Tickets are normally about $150 for an individual show, but can go up significantly if they know the show is going to be popular. The husband of one of the directors that I work with is on board of the theater, and sometimes can score good seats at a discounted rate. This season, Aladdin's coming to town, a show my future mother-in-law has been dying to see. She asked me if I could possibly get her and a friend a seat so they could go see it. I called in a favor with my director and she managed to get 2 prime seats. Since her husband is on the board, she gets a discount, so the tickets ended up being $75 for 2 seats. I reserved them in my name with the understanding that my future mother-in-law will pay for the tickets. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and future mother-in-law invites me and my fiance over for dinner. Okay, dinner goes well. I end up in a conversation with future mother-in-law and future sister-in-law about housework.
I don't know why.
Future sister-in-law is a teacher, and she's married to an accountant, so she said that her and her husband try to split the chores 50-50. Future mother-in-law thought that was fine and has how fiance and I would do it. We don't currently live together. I said, probably the same, 50-50. Future sister-in-law agreed, but future mother-in-law gave me the stink eye. Show me your best stink eye. I asked if there was something wrong and she said, well, fiance works
full time and you don't, so I don't see how that's fair.
I told her I do work full time, just not a 9 to 5 like fiance. Future mother-in-law then laughed at me and said what I did wasn't real work and that it was just a silly side gig. A silly side gig you seem to want to reap the benefits for, I see? And that maybe if I got a real job, I would know what it's like to really work. Then she changed the subject. This pissed me off because I'm really proud of the work I do. I may not be a 9 to 5, but I love my job. It's my dream job and I do make enough to cover my expenses. It actually takes a certain amount of skill to properly stage manage a full-scale production, can confirm. Stage managers essentially do all of the stuff that directors don't want to do, which is a lot. So, enter the pettiness. The pettiness has arrived, my dear. I called up the box office for the large theater and told them to cancel the tickets. Why cancel it? You should go instead. They were in my name, so they gladly canceled them. I then texted future mother-in-law and told her if she thinks my job isn't real, then the side perks aren't real, so the tickets were canceled. I then shut off my phone. The next day when I turn my phone on, I see several missed calls and about a dozen texts from future mother-in-law. She is fuming because her friend is coming into town specifically to see this play. Well, you shouldn't have said what you said. You're just dumb. Ugh. People are stupid. I fail to see why you didn't keep your comments to yourself when you knew that this person had tickets for you. I told her she might be able to still get the seats if she called the box office. She ended up getting the seats, but they cost her $150 each and they weren't as good. Hopefully she's learned not to insult someone and still expect to benefit from them. So is this an Am I the A-hole post, or are you just okay with the fact that you're an a-hole? Hey, it's okay to be an a-hole. It is. Sometimes people deserve a little a-hole. Get your mind out of the gutter.
You know what I meant.
I would say that you're not the a-hole. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you're asking. Seems like you showed her a whole new world.
A new fantastic point of view.
I don't understand why people have it in them to say that anything that earns money isn't a job. If you're earning money and you're going to work, that is a job. It's not like a traditional job, but let's get past this idea where you need to be at a desk in order to be working. Why would I want to slave away at a 9-to-5 job when I could have a non-traditional job? No hate to those who have 9-to-5 jobs, but they're not better than people who have non-traditional jobs. Good for you. Many people crap on non-traditional jobs, I believe, because they may have had to do work for years that they may have been miserable at. There you go. Why does it bother you that someone enjoys their job? Does the word non-traditional job, is it synonymous with hating your job? Because that's like, I feel like we don't have to hate our jobs in this day and age. To admit that there are other options for earning a living, I imagine it would be painful in part because they have to acknowledge that perhaps their years were wasted. Oh, that's an interesting take. With the narrative of a job being a commitment that you just buckle down and do, even when you hate it, gets perpetuated by folks who are trying to maintain a certain status quo that validates themselves. They may view themselves as sensible, responsible, reliable people who do what has to be done, and that's somehow noble. It's kind of sad. And then their resentment can manifest in condescension and moral superiority. There is no shame in a day's work. No matter what you do, if you're working, you're earning an income, you're learning the value of a dollar, that my job is no better than anybody else's job, and neither is yours. The mother-in-law bribe backfired. This is my story. This was told to me by a woman I knew from work several years ago. She's a very sweet nurse. Nurse graduated from nursing school and decided with her friend to move to one of the cities that was listed as having the most eligible bachelors for some publication. She moves and starts dating her future husband. Future husband's mother is a viper. Ooh, that's an interesting choice of word. And decides nurse is not good enough for her family. What is with mother-in-laws and deciding who and who isn't good enough for their son? I think there's something weird going on because it's like they've brought up a man that they wish that they could have had and then they get jealous. It's super weird. The happy couple eventually get engaged and future mother-in-law is having none of it. Tries for several months to break them up, tries to convince nurse to go back to where she came from, and simultaneously tries to gently convince her precious son that nurse may not be good for him. Finally, wedding plans are set, so mother-in-law gets desperate. She gets a nurse alone with a generous offer. Leave fiancé and never come back for an exchange of $10,000. Note, this was almost 30 years ago, so I guess it was kind of a shitload of money for most. Nurse is so sick of this woman's stuff and is incredibly insulted. However, she's intelligent and maintains her composure. Nurse accepts the offer. Nurse takes the money, does not leave. Yeah! Yeah! And gets married anyway. Nobody else knows about this. Mother-in-law can't say or do anything without it exposing herself to her family as a horrible person. Nurse and husband are still happily married. Their kids are grown. Husband still has no idea this went down. I love that. Mother-in-law has suffered silently for almost 30 years. Oh, Muffin. Muffin butt. You poor thing. Edit, 2 people pointed out that $10,000 30 years ago would roughly translate to $21,000 today. Confirmed a scheisse loaden of money to me, a lowly peasant. Yeah, okay, so this is a lot of money, but it's still not enough money for me to decide to give up my person. You know? Money comes and goes. Good men also do that. What I meant to say is good men are hard to find. So I don't think that this would be worth it for me either. $21,000, lifetime of happiness and beautiful children. Would that be enough for you? It would only be enough if you really didn't like that person, you know? If you were just staying with him for the sake of it. Or maybe you were with him for the money and that's just your money up front. Wouldn't be enough for me. And I'm glad she did this. My dad made the same offer to my brother's girlfriend 35 years ago. Even at 18 years old, she had the spunk to rip up the check and tell him to take a flying... They didn't marry. I just learned about it last year after dad died. I'm sending this to her. She'll kick herself. Still worth getting to look at their faces when you ripped up the check. I'm not sure what's better. You know? Keeping the money or ripping it in their face. Both are rather petty and wonderful. One is a little less noble. But hey, keep that and spend it on your college tuition for your kids. Thanks, Grandma. Or spend it on the wedding. Got a nice little horse to ride in on. That reminds me of an episode of Family Guy where Carter offered Peter $1 million and he said Lois was priceless. Edit, worthless, not priceless. Important edit, important. Lois may be worth $1 million to you, but to me, she's worthless. In-laws constantly berate my baking skills in favor of sister-in-law, so I copied her cake pop design and tricked them into eating it. So petty and delicious. This isn't necessarily my proudest moment, but I'm tired of being the outcast. My husband, Pete, comes from a family where the women are all bakers. I'm a baker myself, and I used to sell out of my house under my state's cottage laws, but stopped because I like it just being a hobby. Her sister-in-law, Kay, is known for her cupcakes and cake pops. When I first met everyone years ago, it was the first thing I learned. Everyone talked about everything she made. Even when Pete mentioned how good my stuff was, everyone say that Kay sells hers and they're popular, so they must be better. Whenever I bring treats, they're often left untouched because they're not Kay's. Yes, I've been told that. They ask me to bring something every get-together and never touch it. Oh, hell to the no! You ain't slaving over a hot stove all day for them to not touch your cake pops! Cake pops. Babe, I'll eat your cake pops. To be clear, Kay is mainly a baker, whereas I bake and specialize in professionally decorated cakes. Kay says that overly decorated cakes are compensating for their bad taste, and Pete's family agrees. So we're gatekeeping baking now? We had a barbecue on Monday for Memorial Day, and everyone made their treats. Kay decided to bring cake pops. She posted them on Instagram the night before. So, and I know this is immature, I made the exact same ones she did, same flavor and design. We got there and everyone asked where my treats were. I said they're in the car and I'll get them in a minute. So I waited for everyone to be outside and then I brought mine in and put them next to Kay's. After we eat, I noticed the family eating my cake pops and not Kay's. She didn't notice at first and then they asked if they weren't feeling the cake pops. They said they just ate them and they were the best she'd ever made. And asked what she did different. Mother-in-law even said they looked so much better in person than in the picture. Kay was confused and said hers were still on the table. That's when I said, oh,
I brought those. Glad you enjoyed them.
Her husband said he hadn't had one yet. Lies, he ate too. And everyone just said, oh yeah, they were okay. Kay didn't say anything the rest of the night. Oh God, what is the big frickin' deal? They are just cake pops! Pete thought it was funny. He didn't know what I did until the reveal, but his brother, Kay's husband, said yesterday that what I did was mean. And I'm just mad that Kay's a better baker. I'm not sure if that's the case. I think that everybody could enjoy a cake pop or two from a different baker or two. I can't believe that I actually am like reading a post about this. They're just cake pops! It's not that serious, honey. Pete said it's ridiculous the family, including Kay, puts down my baking when they won't even try it because I'm not Kay. Facts, 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 facts. Edit, we aren't the only two who bring desserts, just the ones who tend to bake cake more than others. Everyone else's desserts get eaten to some degree except mine. Okay, that's just rude. Okay. Why am I getting so heated about cake pops? Because someone slaved away all day baking cake pops for you, and you can't even do them the small ounce of duty, the small ounce of a favor to eat a cake pop. You're just rude. Rude. If it's not clear, everyone includes Kay. She has often tried to teach me techniques that I either already knew or were completely wrong. So she wasn't like an innocent girl that got caught in the line of fire or something. Call me petty, but making irreparable damage like that during revenge without hurting anyone is tastier than any cake. I fail to understand why this person is wondering if they're the a-hole.
Oh, am I an a-hole because I made my family cake pops and they ate them and liked them?
My rule is, if I like you, I will cook for you. If I love or really appreciate you, I will bake for you. Works brilliantly. What's your policy on unrequited love? I will bake you?
I will put you in the oven, my dear.
Petty revenge via cake pop. Love to see it. And maybe let's stop gatekeeping cake pops. It's not that serious, honey. Subscribe.